If it isn't supposed to have a cream taste, why put ice cream on the label? Hey everybody, this is James from Respect the Drink, and today we have another cream ale. I know we just did a cream ale, and I don't normally, well, this is like the third video, so there's no set pattern, but I'm not planning on doing the same style back to back, but I did want to do this because this was requested by my wife. She wanted me to do this, and it's because of a Facebook exchange that happened, which I'll explain later. So when I'm done telling you about this, I've got a story for you that's pretty fucking hilarious. But this is Shiner Homespun Cream Ale. It's actually very new. It was first hit the market last year, 2016, late in the year. Okay, so Shiner Homespun Cream Ale. Now it's the red and blue. I don't know. I know that Christmas colors are red and green, but does this bottle not give you kind of a Christmassy vibe to it? I think it's pretty cool. Okay, so for presentation, you get the kind of weird Christmassy vibe to it, and you've got this nice little frothy cream ale mug down here. That's why we're putting it in a mug today, by the way, because that's what the bottle tells us to do. I want to honor what they have here. But keep that in mind. Keep that image in mind, and I'll post a picture, a close-up, so that it's a little bit more evident, because that's very important for what we're going to talk about later. Okay, so I'm going to read you the back of this thing. Shiner does a wonderful job of putting really cool words on the back of their bottles. I love what they do here. Anyway, so it says, "Born in America, brewed in Shiner." Our cream ale is inspired by classic American recipes and homespun in Shiner, Texas. It's brewed with an extra helping of specialty wheat malt to give it a velvety, smooth, creamy mouthfeel. Pale gold in color, Homespun is a sessionable go-to brew with a crisp, refreshing finish. So pop one open and join us in celebrating American brewing tradition with a dash of Southern hospitality from Shiner. Okay, so the presentation is really, really cool. I love the way that Shiner does their bottles. I mean, all of their bottles are the things that you want in your collection just because they look so damn cool. So the next phase is, of course, the look of the beer. Now, like I said, Shiner's got twist off caps. And like I said in the last episode when we did Little Kings, when it comes to twist off caps, I always use a bottle opener because I don't want to tear up my hands. You get those ones that are really tight and they tear up your hands. It's awful. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do it like that. And we're going to pour. Oh, I didn't smell it. Yep, okay. Now, this is one you can actually pour fairly aggressive to get that head. But there you have it. That is Shiner Homespun Cream Ale right there. And it's much clearer, more clear than the Little Kings was. But it's still got around the same darkness to it. It's maybe a little bit lighter. It's a little bit lighter than the Little Kings was. It forms a very nice head that dissipates rather fast, and it's got a lot of carbonation there. There's a lot of bubbles coming up out of this thing. But as far as the look goes, it looks pretty good. It's got a decent color for a cream ale. Not quite as dark as the Little Kings, but that's okay. And it's not as hazy as the Little Kings. And there I go comparing two beers. I don't like to do that because I like to taste the beers for what they are. But anyways, I just did a Little Kings last night, so it makes sense to still have that on the mind. But as far as the smell goes, it doesn't smell too dissimilar from the Little Kings. Trying to think if there is anything different at all. A little bit less hoppy. Yes, it's got a little bit less of a hop smell to it. Um, and the citrus aroma is not as powerful is not the right word because it was fairly subdued on the last one, but the citrus aroma is not, it's not as pronounced, I guess would be the right word for that. But it's still there. So you get a little bit of citrus, a little bit of hops. and malt, of course, as is to be expected from a cream ale. So next we'll go with the taste. Cause, oh, this is my favorite part. I love the taste. Okay, because that's what beer is here for, right? Yep. You get that citrus and that hops there on the back end. I'm holding this thing really weird. That's funny. Anyways, so you get the citrus and the hops there on the back end as it is. The initial draw is it's still got that. It's still got the maltiness, but the hops really come through there in the aftertaste. So you do have that, and you do get that citrusy. I'd say this one's a little bit closer to lemon than lime on the citrusy aftertaste. So the flavor itself, it all blends very well. I'm not really tasting the corn adjunct. Yeah, I'm not really getting the corn adjunct as much with this one as I did with the Little Kings. And it does seem a little bit hoppier than I was expecting because the smell of the hop was a little bit more subdued than on the other one. But it's very good. I mean, it's a phenomenal cream ale. It's a good flavor. It's a good taste. I like it a lot. This just like everything else that I probably am ever going to review. If you see it, pick it up, taste it, and see what you think for yourself. But it's a very good cream ale. So, yep. So before we get to my story that I want to tell you guys, we'll get to the notes, the famous notes. We love our notes, right? Okay, so this is Shiner Homespun Cream Ale. Obviously, it's in the name. It's a cream ale. That's its style. As far as the scores go, Beer Advocate scores it an 83, which is good. Rate Beer scores it a 46 for style, a 29 for overall. And let's see, the ratings were Beer Advocate rated it at a 3.64 out of 5, and that's based off of 50 ratings. Rate Beer has it at a 2.91 out of 5, based off of 26 ratings. And Untapped has it at a 3.42 out of 5, based off of 6,749 ratings. This is from the Spotzel Brewery in Shiner, Texas, and it was first brewed in 2016. I actually think it hit the market in November of last year. 5% alcohol by volume, and the IBUs, Rate Beer says it's a 15, and Untapped says it's a 16. It really doesn't matter. I mean, there's not much of a difference, and IBUs are largely subjective anyways. We'll do an IBU video sometime explaining the meaning of the International Bittering Unit. But so around 15, 16 on the IBUs. I actually think the IBUs, in my personal opinion, a little bit higher than that. But again, IBUs can be taken from a subjective standpoint. So that is our statistics for this beer. Now, the story. Okay, here's the deal. When this beer was first released on Facebook, there was a thread about it. Obviously, they put up a little video or a photo. I don't remember what it was. And there were a lot of responses to that video. And one of them started something very interesting. Steven says that he is not a fan, doesn't have any cream taste or anything, won't buy again, but I will keep buying Shiner Cheer. To which Ashley replies, not good at all, weird aftertaste. We decided to ever butt it again. And I will warn you, Ashley, there is this little thing, there's a little tip here for you. There's this little thing called an autocorrect on your phone that changes shit for you when you don't want that shit changed. So reread your shit before you hit that post button. I'm just letting you know. Try and be helpful. Try and be helpful there. Okay? Well, Shiner themselves got on here and they decided to respond. And they said, Homespun isn't meant to have a cream taste, Steven. Yeah, I know, it's hilarious.
Steven! What?
Um, a cream ale is an American-style beer similar to a pale lager, which is very true. The term cream comes from its dense head and velvety mouth feel. Again, mouthfeel is velvety. It's very creamy. Did I mention that earlier? I don't remember if we talked about the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is consistent with a cream ale. Okay. To which Steven says still wasn't a fan. Was expecting a lot more flavor. Give me cheer all day over this. To which Ashley, oh, good old Ashley, says, and she's dumb enough to tag Shiner in this, by the way. I'm just letting that, yeah, she tags her. If it isn't supposed to have a cream taste, why put ice cream on the label? To which Shiner responded to Steven by saying, no worries, 'tis the season for cheer. A very classy response. They responded to Ashley. There's no ice cream on our homespun label. There is a frothy beer mug, though. Yes, there is a frothy beer mug. And then after that, some guy named Lawrence gets on there and does a phenomenal job of laying out what a cream ale actually is. He starts off by saying all these comments about no cream taste, blah, 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 are hilarious and obviously made by people that don't know what American cream ale is. Sad. Thank you, Lawrence. And he goes on to post all kinds of information about the cream ale. Thank you, Lawrence. Cream ale is something I'm very passionate about. I appreciate you, sir, and not so much the other two. So, but good job on your responses to that, Shiner. I found it rather humorous, and you were very condescending without being condescending, and that was awesome. So that's the story of the Shiner Cream Ale on Facebook. Anyways, this was around November 3rd through the 4th was when this conversation took place, if you want to go check it out there on Facebook. But anyways, okay, so in conclusion, Shiner Cream Ale, it's a perfectly serviceable cream ale, very, very good. I like it a lot. If you see it, check it out and enjoy. As always, taste the drink and respect the drink.
I picked this one.
Click the subscribe button. If I sound weird, it's because I had some Goldschlager and some fighting while I was editing this vid. That's not true. I've actually got my wits about me. I just thought it'd be funny to sound drunk. Anyways, guys, keep in mind, always drink responsibly. Respect the beer means respect yourself as well. So drink responsibly and all that jazz. But yeah, subscribe button. Go click it.